Are we obliged to advocate? Whether you feel you can or you can't, you could or you should, I have 5 easy steps to guide you through your advocacy journey. 1, lock down those motivations. Advocacy at the core is a deeply embedded sense of purpose. For it's defined by an act that aims to influence the decisions within social, economic, and political systems and institutions. No small act. And if done right, it's a life's work. 2, establish some role models. Tanya Hash is an Australian rules football executive. However, she wants to see Aboriginal people represented in the Australian Constitution. Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head at 15 years old going to school. She lived to receive the Nobel Prize. Elon Musk wants to build a city of 1 million people on Mars, while Brian Stevenson represents young black men, young black boys in America's criminal justice system. Products of mass incarceration on an astronomical scale, similar to the incarceration rates of Aboriginal males in Australia. Brian's grandmother was born a slave, yet Rosa Parks told him that his life's work was gonna make him tired. 3, understand your historical context. My grandfather took my mother to sit-ins in Chicago in the 1960s. If you're not familiar with sit-ins, that's where a group of people would go to a place like a restaurant or a cafe or a library and sit, hoping to be served, usually humiliated and unceremoniously shown the door, and potentially arrested. My father was killed in police custody in 1987. I was 8 years old, and he was unarmed. My stepfather spent 30 years in a major American corporation, marginalized in middle management, dutifully providing for a middle-class family in middle America. And to me, I represent the first generation born with the entitlements of civil liberties that we all understand as basic human rights: voting, education, access to crappy diner food. Focus, that's number 4. Focus those benefits of your historical context. Focus those beliefs and those observations. Now, I'm a sports administrator, and I do believe in the power of sport as a viable and extremely constructive tool for social, political, and economic engagement. You? What do you believe in? Now, we can sit back and let those beliefs simmer, or we could challenge them. I prefer to sit back. Let you reveal yourself. Let your sincerities surface, and let the venom bubble over if that's the case. And as far as observations, whether it's a right or a privilege or a choice or an obligation, it doesn't really matter. It's all about perception. Because what's a right up close can be perceived as a privilege from afar. Number 5, a way forward. I stood on the shoulders of a middle manager and I saw a way. I couldn't stomach another 50 years for an incremental step forward. Now, some of you are different. You're probably more selfless. You could commit your life for minimum recognition, minimum reward, operating under common misconceptions and distorted perceptions. Are we obligated to advocate? I don't know. But hopefully now we understand how to. You lock in those motivations, make them unshakable. You establish some role models or become one yourself. You understand your historical context and the histories of people around you. You focus all those beliefs and all those observations to push a way forward. More simply put, as an advocate first, you take a step in, and then you take a few steps back, and then you step up. Now, many of you, you may not need anyone to speak up for you. You may not need anyone to understand your perspective. But if you do, and you can't find the words, you don't have the voice, tell me about it. Tell somebody, because we're all advocates. Thank you. Thank you.